recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You're like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
Aaron.
I haven't started cooking more, but I have started thinking about cooking more, so I've looked at a lot of recipes for things. Mostly cocktails.
Zakia.
I'm a very happy evil genius.
Yeah.
And Nick.
For all the listeners out there, if you spend enough money, you can be where I am today.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan and I am here today with Nikki Bates. Hello, Nikki.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. I'm excited for this game. It's been a while since I've been on, so I'm ready for another game.
Missed you. Unfortunately, we're also here with Nick Groves. Hello, Nick.
Hi, Jonathan. How you doing?
It's good to see you, my friend.
It's also been a while since I've been on.
It has been. You've been avoiding me. I'm not bitter. Or maybe a little, but I'm glad to have both of you here today. We've got some really good guests today. We're going to have a fun time. First off, first-timer Max Newhouse is with us. Hello, Max.
Hello.
Glad you are here today.
Me too.
Also with us today, Mr. Will Dennison. Hello, Will.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Will. Okay, guys. Now I want to get to know each of you a little bit better. Max, we're going to start with you. Please tell us where you're from, what you do, and give us an idea of something that reveals your nerdiness.
I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Go Blue, obviously. And I am a software engineer for an automotive company. And one thing that makes me nerdy, I suppose, is I kind of got a whole electronics and 3D printing lab here, and I like to make toys for my kids and, things around the house to improve. One of my hobbies that I picked up in the last few years.
That's amazing. What kind of toys have you made for your kids?
Oh, it's all really dumb stuff. But, some of it's pretty useful. Like, they're obsessed with Hot Wheels, and you can make a lot of just very useful, practical Hot Wheels add-ons. Things like that.
That's a really
boomerang.
Cool idea. Yeah, that sounds amazing. It's a 3D printing is something that is like just on the outside edge of the technology that I would like to engage with, but I just don't feel like I have the wherewithal to jump into it. It's cool to see somebody having fun with it.
Yeah, it's the time and it's the effort to learn how to do a new thing.
It's really, depending on how much you want to get into it, if you buy a certain printer, it is literally click and print. Printing other people's designs. So it's kind of up to you how much you want to make it a hobby and how much you want to make it just a tool.
That's interesting. Well, very cool. Max, it is great to have you here. All right, Will, please tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something that reveals your nerdiness.
I am from about 60 miles northwest of Chicago. I am a practicing Illinois attorney. And the nerdiest thing about me is almost definitely that for the last 15 years or thereabouts, I have been studying and practicing the Japanese art of ninjutsu. And just about everybody who practices ninjutsu is a nerd. Like, it's a very, very nerdy subculture. We have our own little fight club. I've ripped both of my knees. I have thrown people, been thrown. I have used swords to cut through the equivalent of human legs, arms, and necks. It is fun stuff.
I'm familiar with jujitsu. I don't know what ninjutsu is like at all. What is it?
So have you Okay, well, back in the 80s and 90s, there were these anamorphic turtles that practiced martial arts. There were 4 of them, and
Yes.
they practiced the art of ninjutsu. That is the art of the ninja. It is a martial art that is practiced by ninjas. And actually, when I say it's ninjutsu, that is oversimplifying things. So you said you're familiar with jujitsu. Jujitsu is what I do is actually closer to mixed martial arts than any specific art. We study jujitsu. We study kobenjutsu, which is kind of like a striking art like karate. There are 9 schools that make up what's called the Bujinkan, and I study all 9 of them.
Wow. You made me have to question where the heck the name jujitsu came from, because you're like, ninjutsu is ninjas martial arts. It's like, okay, is jujitsu Jewish people's martial arts?
It's from Israel. Yes.
There we go. All right. Will, great to have you here. Don't hurt me, please.
Well, I can't do it through the computer screen anyway. So next time we're together, I'll give you a nice throw.
That's a different kind of jitsu altogether.
It would hurt so bad. Just falling down from a standing is a very dangerous thing for me. Getting thrown might kill me.
Well, that is why actually learning how to fall is the first thing we work on.
That's incredibly important. All right, guys, it's time to get started right now. It's time for Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
All right, Nikki, over to you.
That's right. I'm warming it up today. This came to me from, I'm a collector of an old magazine. They still print it today. It's Games Magazine. It's now Games World of Puzzles. And I have a huge collection of these going back to the 80s. So I stole this from an old issue, just some selected ones, but I am doing TV dinners. So basically, I'm going to give you a fictional restaurant or bar, and I want you to tell me the TV show in which it's featured.
All right. That sounds fun.
All right. So we are going to start with, I usually put that in there, but let's start with Max. Max, you get Central Perk.
That would be Friends.
That is correct. We're starting out easy, but I will warn you, these are going to get much harder by the end. Will, you're next. You get Moe's Tavern.
Moe's Tavern is from a show that has been on for like 87 years, and I've only seen one episode of The Simpsons.
Which one did you see?
The one I saw was they were on a school bus, and the bus, like the kids were, and the bus had no brakes, and the neighbor kid turned to Bart and said, "This is just like Speed 2, but on a bus." And I thought that was one of the funniest jokes I'd ever heard. Like, that's hilarious.
There is another Speed joke in The Simpsons where Homer calls it, I think it was called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down.
Yeah.
That joke is so freaking good.
Chef's kiss. It was a perfect joke. Like, I was laughing out loud.
That's the one where they had to like use their clothing to slow the bus down then, right?
I don't remember. That's literally the only thing I remember about it.
I was going to say, I've seen an episode of The Simpsons. Okay. It was on a bus. We're down to 718 episodes. It couldn't slow down. We're down to 112.
Okay. There you go. Well, I saw the one where they made that joke.
Yeah.
Honestly, with a good joke like that, I'm surprised you didn't watch more.
Yeah, it's the fact that it's animated. I just can't get into cartoons. I don't know. Just a thing.
That's fair.
You know, there's a cool cartoon about 4 amphibious creatures that you might enjoy.
The book was so much better.
All right, we're moving on. Nick, you are next, and you get Luke's Diner.
Luke's Diner is Gilmore Girls.
Correct. Jonathan, you get the Peach Pit.
Beverly Hills 90210.
Thank you for that full answer, including zip code. All right, they're going to start getting a little bit harder. Max, you get Los Pollos Hermanos.
Well, that could be 2 shows, technically, I think.
Yes, it
so
could.
We'll go with Breaking Bad.
I will accept that answer. That's what I've got. But
incorrect. We were looking for Better Call
Better
Saul.
Call Saul.
Yeah.
Will, you get Patty's Pub.
Patty's Pub. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Correct.
Show that's been running for 86 years, and I've seen every episode of.
Nick, you get The Drunken Clam.
That is Family Guy.
Correct. Jonathan, Monk's Cafe.
I didn't know any of the last three. The second round, elevated past my non-TV watching difficulty level. There's a TV show called Monks. I don't believe it's going to be that. Monk's Cafe.
It's just
I thought it was Monk's Diner. Or just Monks. I don't know if cafe is in the name.
May
I think it is
be. I
Diner.
had it listed as Monk's Cafe, but
Okay.
I think
maybe
it's Monk's
just
Cafe.
Monks. Can anyone help him?
Wait a minute, I haven't even tried to answer yet.
Yeah.
But the lack of consistency around the name has thrown me off. I don't know if I can get myself back reset to the point where I could answer correctly.
What is the deal with the lack of consistency?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to say Seinfeld.
Oh,
That is
no,
correct.
it was not correct.
Excellent cluing. Max, McLaren's Pub.
Oh, that I do not know. McLaren.
Could be named Puzzles.
Nice. That's the puzzle.
Yeah.
I don't get that hint.
I don't either.
You would already know the answer if you got that hint.
Yeah.
I've seen a decent amount of that show, and I'm embarrassed to say I don't get that hint either. Anyone want to help him?
Yeah, it's like Friends, but the next generation.
Right.
Is it How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was something that just completely missed my orbit.
Right.
I don't know
Me
how
too.
that happened.
That one drunken night, they're like giving the keys to the bar to lock up, and they're like, "We should start our own bar.
We
call
should
it
start
Puzzles."
a bar.
And then it's like, well, what's the puzzle? That's the puzzle.
Consider myself pretty good at TV, but that is a huge blind spot for me.
Yeah.
All right, well, then it just landed on the wrong person. Will, you are next. This one, I think I have a high amount of confidence you're going to get it. Krusty
Should've given it to
Krab and the
Max.
Salty Spittoon.
Oh, what?
Krusty Krab and the Salty Spittoon.
Okay, I assume that SpongeBob SquarePants, but you're going to be shocked to learn that I've never seen an episode of that.
I don't know that I've ever seen a full episode either, but you're correct.
You know what? I went to the SpongeBob movie, and it was one of the better 50 to 60-minute naps I've ever had.
I took my kids to a local production of the SpongeBob musical, and that's what they think is SpongeBob now.
I've heard that's really good.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have taken my kids. That might have been a better way to go about it.
Nick, you're next, and you get Mel's Diner.
Oh, I was hoping for Bob's Burgers. Mel's Diner is from Alice.
Correct. You said that like it was easy. I thought that one was
I had that one.
Yeah, no, that's the right age range.
Mhm.
That's late night TV and Nick at
Kiss
Night
my
and-
grits.
Yeah.
All right. I mentioned these are getting harder. So, Jonathan, good luck. Cafe DM.
I like that name a lot.
I mean, Cafe DM, Carpe Diem, seize the day. No freaking idea. I'll guess Bones.
No.
Bones is incorrect, and I'm going to be impressed if anyone gets this one.
Oh, you're joking.
I'm
that's-
not joking.
Cafe Diem is the main setting for half of that show. It's Eureka on Sci-Fi. One of the greatest shows ever made. So good.
Never heard
Eureka
of it.
is
Oh
correct.
my God, go and watch
Never
Eureka right
heard
now.
of it.
The whole premise, it's Barney Fife. It's the Barney Fife show, but modernized. So it's the whole premise of the show is that in the 40s during World War II, Einstein founded a town in the Pacific Northwest called Eureka, and it's populated entirely by super geniuses with government budgets. And like dumbass U.S. Marshal comes into town and they make him the sheriff of the town. So everybody in the town is super intelligent, and then the sheriff is a guy who doesn't understand anything that's going on. And it's amazing.
That does
like my
sound
town.
like a good premise.
It is a great premise, and every episode is just another experiment gone awry, and how the Barney Fife guy does it. It's the Maytag man, Colin Ferguson is the main character. Such a good show.
Adding it to my list.
Yep, I've seen every episode, and I've watched it more than 3 times through. It's great.
Okay. Max, you're up next, and you get Cooper's Ale House.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, this is tough. Cooper's Ale House. It's all just bars. What else is a show where they hang out at bars? All of them. I don't got this one.
Anyone else?
I think it's a big Scientology bar, isn't it?
Is that supposed to be a clue?
It is.
Welcome back, Cotter.
No, that's
do you guys want to hint?
If you have it, do it.
That's King of Queens.
That is correct. I don't understand the Scientology thing, though.
Leah Remini has the Scientology documentary.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, to me, she's Stacey Carosi.
That's also fair.
That's why I got so excited the last time I was up. I thought you were giving me the Max. And I was going to say you should have given it to Max. When you said, I think you know this one.
I'm just hoping to get a Regal Beagle coming up.
Yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind when she brought up the category. The very first thing.
Sorry to disappoint, Regal Beagle, not on my list. But Will, you are up next, and you get Quarks.
Quarks? Q-U-A-R-K-S?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but it's also possessive. K''S.
I don't know. I actually do think I've heard that at some point, but I have no idea what it is.
It's a bar and casino.
It sounds like a Star Trek thing.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
Gonna guess DS9.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Hey!
Wow. Right.
Another thing I've never seen a single episode of.
Because Guinan in Next Generation was
10 forward.
Point forward or 10 forward.
10 forward.
So I knew it wasn't that one.
10th deck at the forward of the ship, the front of the ship. 10 forward.
All right, Nick, you are next, and you get Bada Bing.
Bada Bing. That's the strip club from Sopranos.
Gentlemen's Club.
It's the
Nikki, I'm not sure if you've picked up on this yet, but you should rearrange and save the hard ones for Nick. He obviously watches more TV than we do.
See, you think that my goal is to make this easier for you guys. I've already put the names out. I'm not reordering. That makes it harder for me. So I'm going the path of least resistance for me.
I see. I respect it.
Jonathan, you get Cafe Nervosa.
I've heard that name before. It sounds...
You definitely have.
You don't know. It sounds modern-ish. Nervosa.
What does Cafe Nervosa sound like?
It sounds like a really smart reference that you don't quite understand, but it's supposed to be funny.
It sounds like something from ancient Greece, almost. I will guess Sesame Street.
Oh.
That is incorrect.
That's 3,000 miles
Fraggle
away.
Rock.
It is 3,000 miles away from being correct.
What if it was like a psychological condition? Cafe Nervosa.
Bro, you're asking the wrong dude.
All right, help him out.
Is Frasier, right?
Frasier is correct. Max, you're up next, and you get, these are going to be hard, I'm just telling you. This is The Bronze.
So I got that one.
Oh, well, I do not. So do you want to take it, Jonathan?
Actually, I might not have it, but I think it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You are correct. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Will, your final one is The Broken Stool.
The Max. That is from Saved by the Bell.
No, again, not the Max, although that show is near and dear
The
to
college years. Maybe this is the college years.
It is not.
Wow.
I do not know The Broken Stool. Anybody know it?
The Broken Stool is the Cleveland show?
This is the Cleveland
Goodness,
show.
Nick, how much freaking TV do you watch, dude?
I write trivia for a living.
Everybody here has written trivia for a living. You watch so much more TV than we do.
I write good trivia for a living.
I have not seen evidence of this yet. I know that you've paid people to write good trivia for a living, but I've played your shows.
I have intelligently applied trivia writing to my benefit for a living.
Oh my God. That is not.
I'm impressed by your recall.
As he gets the last
Nick.
one wrong.
Yeah. I have high hopes for you. Emerald City Bar.
The Emerald City Bar?
I would have guessed Frasier for that.
The first thing that comes to mind is like the Wizard of Oz. Right? Was it like the coffee bar attached to the horse at the Wizard of Oz?
I've got
an espresso of a different color.
Now that's a horse of a different color. Yeah.
Gotta guess, Nick. If it's possible you don't know it, I have a guess.
No, I definitely don't know it. What's your guess?
I would think maybe Grey's Anatomy.
That was my thought too.
Isn't Seattle the Emerald City?
You are correct. It is Grey's Anatomy. I think I would have gone like Once Upon a Time or something because I don't know if Wizard of Oz fits into fairy tales, but I would have
kind of
that.
Yeah. I have not seen a single episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Neither have
Me
I.
neither.
Yeah.
Me neither.
The thing is, I've never seen any of the other you answered either. So
Fair.
All right. Last one goes to Jonathan, and you get
Yeah.
Williamsburg Diner.
Williamsburg Diner, a diner, not a bar. Williamsburg is old Virginia.
That can't possibly be the right Williamsburg.
This
Could be
is the
the bridge.
main setting for the show.
Oh, I got
I
it.
don't know.
I
I
have
don't
a
know.
guess.
Well, Max, help me out. What you got?
This is embarrassing if I'm right. Is it Two Broke Girls?
That's my guess. Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed. That is correct.
Good job.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe the bridge.
Right. Williamsburg is a neighborhood in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Right. I knew it was a Brooklyn show.
Right.
Yeah, and I didn't have that.
That is your warm it up. You guys got about half right. So nice work. Some of those were easy. Some of them were harder than others.
How many did we get without Nick?
I did not
Too
keep
important.
score of how many.
Golly, Nikki, jeez. All right. Great job. Honestly, Nick's warm. That's all that matters. He'll warm the rest of us up. The hot air
Yep.
will eventually just kind of raise all boats. Whatever.
Hot air rises all ships.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying. There in Final Fantasy, this is true. Guys, this is episode number 594. We are somewhere near 5 episodes away from what we're doing around episode 600. I was telling people in the last game, we have a special event planned for 600 that is going to encompass 598, 599, and 600. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
On a very special episode of Trivial Warfare.
3 episodes.
We wonder how the koala bear gave Chris that chlamydia after all.
Everybody knows that story.
Oh, yes. Guys, today's game is Jonathan and Max versus Nick and Will. Nikki is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
Round 1, question 1. Your category is life imitating art. Your question is, in May 2026, actor Cristo Fernandez signed with El Paso Locomotive FC. He is best known for playing a fictional center forward on what Apple TV Plus show?
I already know you know this, Will.
I assumed that there was going to be Meow Meows here, so.
Yeah, Meows. We're locked
I
in.
thought you were going to make it hard and like ask for his character name or his number.
Right.
Right. So you're locked in. Yeah, this is Danny Rojas from
Okay.
Ted
Yeah,
Lasso.
I didn't know the name specifically, but Apple TV Plus and soccer reference has to be Ted Lasso.
Football is life.
Football is life.
Football is life. And also death. But mostly life.
Yes.
But mostly life.
It is.
So that's our answer. We said Ted Lasso.
Locking in with Ted Lasso. Nick and Will, you locked in pretty quickly.
Yeah, we absolutely 100% knew this was Chris's new favorite show, Ted Lasso.
Right. I don't think he's ever seen it before.
Second favorite show.
Oh, second favorite? I thought he said it was his
Second
first favorite.
Nah, it's
Isn't the new
West Wing.
season coming out soon, even though it's
Yes.
supposed to be
Yeah,
done?
like in a month.
season 4 soon.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm excited.
I liked the end.
I
It's a
different-
really like the end too.
Both teams said Ted Lasso, and of course, both teams are correct. Football is life. Danny Rojas is the character. Round 1, question 2. Your category is silent film. Not to be confused with an early Disney short, Steamboat Bill Jr. is a silent film featuring a famous scene in which a building facade collapses around its star, who survives unscathed because he's standing in the path of an open window. Who is that actor?
All right, we're locked in.
Yeah, Max, I think you're on the right track. It's either Buster Keaton or Charlie Chaplin. When I visualize that, I kind of see Charlie Chaplin.
Yep, I'm thinking the same thing. I can see it in my head, and I'm pretty sure I see the mustache, but I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure.
I say we do it.
Yep.
All right, locking in Mr. Chaplin.
That is
Okay.
so perfect because I wanted to say Chaplin, but I wasn't sure, and Nick was 99% sure that it was Buster Keaton.
Oh, boy.
So either we get points or Nick is wrong. I love this.
There's no
That is a win-win, isn't it?
it?
Not for us.
Unless it's Harold Lloyd.
Right.
no,
I guess.
This is the famous clip of like the Western storefront that falls down, and it's the second story window of like the triangular roof that goes right over his head. It's not Charlie Chaplin. I'm 90% sure, 99% sure it's Buster Keaton.
And you would be correct. It is Buster Keaton.
Yep.
Boo.
I would have preferred the other, but we'll take it.
In my head, I see it.
Right.
So incorrect.
You can absolutely picture it in your head.
But apparently wrong.
This episode is revealing to me that I was not aware of the depth of Nick's entertainment intake. Like the amount of confidence with which you know exactly what this looks like means you've seen it multiple times and have paid attention to it. And it's like, I know that you're always busy doing things, always busy, like busier than me. And I'm a pretty busy person. And yet you find time to watch like umpteen thousand shows and movies. I don't get it.
And if that building facade had a restaurant name on it, he'd probably remember it.
Right. Well, it's like May's Bar from Ted Lasso is the Crown and Anchor.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Which
Well,
would
we
have
all
been a
knew
good
that
addition.
one.
Right. Would have been a good addition to the list.
All right. Round 1, question 3 comes to you from Nikki Bates. And your category is, isn't it ironic?
Thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome.
Mm.
Here's your question. Speaking of steamboats, because, Steamboat Bill Jr. we just had in the last question. Speaking of steamboats, the SS Eastland was a Great Lakes passenger ship remembered for the largest loss of life from a shipwreck on the Great Lakes and the Chicago area. In 1915, the ship rolled on her side in the Chicago River, killing 844 passengers and crew. The ship was extremely top-heavy, partially due to replacing hardwood flooring with concrete, being filled to passenger capacity, and also due to the addition of what? That's a very long question, but I'm asking, what made the ship heavy?
Gonna have to read this novel here. The whole time you're reading, I'm like, what is the question? What is the question? I still don't know what the question is.
I was hoping it was going to be true false.
Hmm.
All right, we're locked in.
Okay, Jonathan and Max, you can
Sorry.
talk it out.
We were just about to lock in as well.
Yep. Max, you figured this out, and I watched you do it. So why don't you talk about it?
I had absolutely no idea what this question was asking. I was trying to think of just something on the top of the boat. And then once I asked what the category name was, the ironic, I thought about something that maybe added some weight that was an attempt to save lives, but had the opposite effect. So we're going to lock in with lifeboats.
Locked in with lifeboats, Nick and Will.
So I looked at the question. Will goes, "Can you see a clue in there?" And the only thing I saw was 1915. And he goes, "We both said we have no idea." So I said, "Okay, here's my funny answer that might also be logical. 1915 is post-Titanic. Maybe they overloaded the ship with lifeboats, and that's what caused it to sink. We went with lifeboats."
Both teams locking in with lifeboats, and man, do I love it when both teams start out by saying, I have no idea. What could this be? And you both logicked your way into it. It is lifeboats.
Great job.
Here's some
Good
flavor
feeling.
for you. You guys both mentioned the Titanic, and this was the Seamen's Act, insert chuckle, retrofitting a complete... Let me start that over. The Seamen's Act required retrofitting a complete set of lifeboats. Following the 1912 sinking of the Titanic, the new law was passed just a few months before the Eastland disaster occurred. There was actually, this is a weird fact about that same ship. There was a 1903 mutiny on the ship because some of the ship's firemen didn't get their potatoes for a meal and they refused to stoke the boiler. That has nothing to do with the lifeboats. I just thought that was funny when I was researching this question. It's a pretty morbid question about death. So, let's put in a strike about potatoes in there.
Makes everything better.
So at the end of round 1, Nick and Will, you lead by 30 points. That was just the coin flip between Buster and Charlie. Jonathan and Max, you've got 20. Round 2, question
It was
1.
not a coin flip. Nick was 99%.
I was, yeah.
Well, it was a coin flip on the other side. They were
go.
deciding Buster
Yeah.
Keaton or Charlie Chaplin. So,
Hey, everybody, this is Jonathan breaking in. Don't fast forward, please. I'm doing this here because I know that many of you like to fast forward through the ad break in the middle of the show. I understand. No harm, no foul. But I don't want you to skip this. I want you to be aware of something. We are doing a spelling bee. That's right. If you didn't know, I've been mentioning it on the Trivial Warfare Army Facebook group. We are going to do a spelling bee. It is coming up on Saturday, August 29th at 3 p.m. Tickets to participate as a contestant or to spectate as a watcher on the live stream cost $10. And the link to buy those tickets is on the Trivial Warfare Army Facebook group. Look for the pinned post about the spelling bee. This is going to be a somewhat traditional spelling bee. It's not going to have hidden trivia facts and that kind of stuff in it. It's going to be legit. I'm going to have the words. I'm going to have the sentences to go with them. I'm not going to give you parts of speech and whatnot because I'm not a word scientist and I don't want to screw it up. So I'm going to give you what I can that I can trust that I understand. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And depending on how many tickets we sell, there will be prizes. So, well, prize for the winner, I guess is what I meant to say. But I hope that you are interested. If you are, be sure to go to the Trivial Warfare Army Facebook group. Or I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to paste in the link to buy those tickets in the show notes on today's show. So you can actually look in your app you're listening to right now at the episode and click the link to buy your tickets. Remember, that is August 29th at 3 p.m. Okay, that's it. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you enjoy the rest of today's game.
all right, round 2, question 1 comes to us from Tracy Snelson.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Tracy.
Tracy.
And the category is animals.
Animal.
Your question
Animal.
is... Animal! All right. Chimpanzees and what other great ape are the closest living relatives to humans, sharing roughly 98.7% of our DNA? Though they look similar to chimps, these apes are found exclusively south of the Congo River and are famous for their peaceful, cooperative, and playful behavior.
Okay, Nikki, I think we would like to lock in.
All right. Nick, I have no idea on this. I am not a biologist. I don't know apes. I don't know zoology. I've heard bonobos or bonobos or bonobosos, but I don't know.
If you want to lock in with Bono, I'm fine with that.
I don't know. He might be right on the edge.
Oh, you stole my joke. Great minds think alike.
Yes, sir.
So do Jonathan and I.
Oh, you know the full. Do you know what the full saying is? It's the opposite of what we think it means.
Yeah.
Great
Almost
minds
everything
think alike, but
fools seldom differ.
Fools seldom differ. Yeah.
That was an excellent midpoint written by somebody at some point. I
It
can't remember
was.
who it was, but that person writes a lot of good trivia questions.
And watches too much TV.
I mean, replace the
Yeah.
word "rights" with "sourced," and I'm sure that it's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even, frankly, know whether a bonobo is a monkey or an ape.
A
I have
bonobo is
no
definitely
idea.
no. A bonobo is definitely a monkey, and it's definitely from the Congo
Hang on.
River area.
If it's definitely a monkey, then we shouldn't say it because the question is asking for not just an ape, a great ape.
It's monkey-like. It's monkey adjacent. It's definitely a primate. I have a friend of my parents that is a
Primate.
Yes, yes, that's true. No, she makes nature documentaries and she focuses on bonobos.
Okay,
so
do they have tails?
It's definitely a thing. They do have tails.
Then they're monkeys and not apes, so we shouldn't say it.
Okay. Well, okay. I honestly I haven't watched any of the documentaries, but I thought maybe they don't have tails.
Okay, we're going to lock in what's almost certainly a wrong answer, but clearly neither of us know any apes, so we're going to say bonobos.
A gorilla.
I think it's wise to go with that instead of Bono.
I know
Jonathan and Max.
The Western Mountain Gorilla has the Latin name Gorilla.
And if you named him Magilla, he would be Magilla Gorilla.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident that bonobos don't have tails and that they are in fact a great ape. They're not grape ape though. But we talked about the potential for gorilla. We didn't think it was a gorilla. We talked about orangutans, but we're pretty sure orangutans are Indian Asian-ish. At the last second, Max brought up baboons, but that didn't feel right. Bonobos look just like a freaking chimpanzee. So we said bonobos.
Wow.
Both
All right, well, that works out well.
Locking in with bonobos. Well, we'll see.
Either way.
Jonathan, when I was down in Florida for your wedding, we went to the zoo.
We have lots of bonobos.
The wedding was at a zoo.
We saw the bonobos. That was it. It's bonobos.
Yeah.
And you're right, Nick. My wedding was essentially at a zoo.
Yeah.
It was. We did it at the Caddy Shack, which is a big cat rescue. We were surrounded by tigers.
I would like to put forth a motion that we suspend the rest of the episode and just watch Laugh Olympics for the rest of our times.
Hey, I could be persuaded.
That's not a bad idea.
I do enjoy the Laugh Olympics.
But you know what? I've written all these questions, so
fine.
Let's save it. I want to also point out that Tracy Snelson, as she typically does, sent a bunch of great flavor for this. So I will post one of the links in the spoiler thread when this game drops. But I'll just read a little bit. She said, bonobos are the rarest of all apes in captivity, and despite sharing over 99% of their genomes with chimpanzees, share more similarities in many traits with humans than with chimps. There's your bonobo flavor.
We have a very extensive bonobo exhibit in Jacksonville. They're very familiar to us here.
Don't we share like 97% of our DNA with a banana?
Something like that.
You might.
Round 2. Question 2 comes to us from Debbie Sutter. Thank you, Debbie.
Thanks, Debbie.
Your category is U.S. history. Crispus Attucks, an American whaler, sailor, and dock worker of African American and Native American descent, is known for being the first person killed during what event? As a result, he is also regarded as the first American killed during the American Revolution.
I'm 100% Max. When she said his name, I knew the answer. We're locked in.
All right. This is the shot heard around the world, right? Isn't that what that is? Which is the Boston Massacre?
The shot heard around the world and the Boston Massacre are not the same thing, I don't think.
Yeah, one of them is Bobby Thompson.
The shot.
I was going to say he's gonna bring up a Jordan in the '90s reference right now.
No, it's a Giants in the '50s.
The shot heard around the world, isn't that at Lexington and Concord?
Oh, is it?
I think so. I think the shot heard around the world references the first fire at Lexington and Concord. The Boston Massacre is where the British soldiers fired on British citizens in the colonies, whatever you want to call them at that moment, and then they were defended by John Adams in the trial. I'm going to read that question.
That's the Boston Massacre, right? Crispus Attucks.
Those are two different events,
right?
You know what? I like the Boston Massacre as a better answer just because of the phrasing of the question. And it says the first person killed during what event? The shot heard around the world is there's only one person that could have possibly been killed as a result of that event, unless you're calling the whole battle the event, which the shot heard is literally just the one fire. So I think the Boston Massacre is a better answer.
Well, the shot heard around the world is also not an event. It's a moniker for the start of the Revolutionary War. But yeah, no, this is the Boston Massacre. I'm making this more complicated than
okay. Well, I mean, you're the one that wrote the shot around the world first,
right? No, that's what I thought it was called. But
okay, I think those are two different things. But yeah, let's say the Boston Massacre.
All right,
locked in with Boston Massacre. And Jonathan, what did you guys put?
I had Meow Meow's Crispus Attucks was a free black man who was the first American killed by British soldiers in what became the American Revolution. It was the Boston Massacre.
Both teams locking in with Boston Massacre, and both teams are correct. And I did not use the category that Debbie included. It was a very cute category. I thought it might make it a little too easy for regular listeners, and it wouldn't make sense to occasional or new listeners. Her suggested category was notable moments in Jonathan's favorite city. So that was very clever, Debbie. I just didn't use it for that reason. So
Wow. Jonathan loves Lexington.
Yeah. Big fan of Concord. Love
all right.
grape.
Round 2, question 3 comes to us from Megan O'Keefe. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, Megan.
Your category is stoned states. Your question is, what iconic American dessert is known in France as a Norwegian omelet? Your 1-minute warning.
Okay. I think we're going to lock in.
Okay, Nick and Will, you can talk it out.
Okay, so if you want to be a host on Trivial Warfare, one of the things you need to do is be able to look like an idiot at all times.
Yeah.
So
your weaknesses and lack of knowledge will be revealed.
Yeah, no, 100%. That being said, I'm not really talking about weaknesses here other than I said, the category is stone states. We should, what are desserts that have names of states in them? And then I said, Boston cream pie.
I mean, it's geographic. You weren't too far off.
So, Will, I don't know how the category fits in perfectly. I don't know what stoned states means. I like baked Alaska. It's a dessert with a state in it. You came up with that.
And it's ice cream based, which makes sense why it would go with Norway. My only issues with it are I have no idea what it means with stoned states. I like something related to Colorado because of that joke, but I can't think of a dessert that has Colorado in the name. I like New Hampshire as the granite state.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a dessert. So
from New Hampshire, right.
Yeah. So let's say baked Alaska and take our medicine.
I think baked Alaska is going to be right.
Oh, well, then we should say it for that reason.
All right. Baked Alaska. Final answer.
Locked in with baked Alaska. Jonathan and Max, what did you guys land on?
Max?
Both Jonathan and I also first mentioned baked Alaska. We tried to figure out the stoned states clue also. Jonathan also said Colorado. We had very similar discussion to what you just said. Brought up Colorado, but I couldn't think of any desserts. We mentioned other various desserts. I mentioned key lime pie, but that doesn't sound like an omelet. Just a banana split or a sundae doesn't really make any sense. And
also brought up New Hampshire. Couldn't figure out what to use with it.
I tried to think if there's any states that had stone in their nickname specifically, but couldn't really make a connection through there. So, we're going to lock in with baked Alaska also because we couldn't think of anything better.
I also came up with Mississippi mud pie. I thought that was a state dessert.
Whoopie pie.
Yeah, but that's not. I doubt that's a Norwegian omelet in France.
Both teams locking in with baked Alaska.
Oh, baked.
Now,
baked. Stone states. It's baked.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Why are we so dumb?
And the same joke was right there. We just did 4 reasonably intelligent people, and none of us caught it.
As Nick said before, you have to be willing to look like a doofus.
Megan, I hope you are very pleased with how that question went. You guys both got it right. It is baked Alaska, and I love that no one got it during the 4-minute thinking time. Like, how does that fit stoned until right after? So
I needed Nikki
maybe you're
to
just
say
showing how
baked
well behaved you guys are.
So I'm looking at a baked Alaska because I've answered it as a trivia question, but I've never actually seen it or engaged with it.
It's delicious.
It is a base layer, like a cake-ish layer, maybe a brownie or something. And then it looks like it's a layer of a tall layer of ice cream, like a mound of ice cream on top of the base layer. And then it looks like it's completely covered in about an inch of meringue that is set on fire.
It's browned meringue, torched meringue.
Yeah. It's very light. It looks denser than it is. It's very, very good.
Interesting.
In any case, you guys both got it right. A little more flavor from Megan. She says there are competing origin stories for the dish. The American version claims that it was invented by a chef at Delmonico's in New York City and named to celebrate the purchase of Alaska from Russia. The French version is that it was invented by a chef in Paris for the 1867 World's Fair and named after an earl who was being celebrated at the fair. The chef thought he was Norwegian, but he turned out to be British. Chances are that both stories are apocryphal. So there you go. At the end of round 2, Nick and Will still lead with 60 to Jonathan and Max's 50. Round 3. We're on round 3. Round 3, question 1. Your category is an old friend. The Bortle scale was first published in 2001. It rates areas from 1 to 9. For example, Jacksonville, Florida is an 8 or 9, while parts of Yellowstone National Park and the Sandhills in the great state of Nebraska rate as a 1. What does the Bortle scale measure? Measure.
It's like, wow, she sounds very prim. Is it the Bortle scale or the Bortles scale? Because I thought you said Bortles, but I see typed Bortle.
It is singular, one Bortle. The Bortle scale.
So it is a singular interception. Got it.
So when Blake Bortles is in Jacksonville, he throws 8 or 9 interceptions.
Exactly.
But when he's in Nebraska.
Nick, I want to lock in with that.
All right, yeah, let's lock in. It's not a bad answer.
Right.
Okay, you guys can talk it out.
Okay. What do you mean an old friend, Max?
So an old friend, I believe in Harry Potter, the Deathly Hallows story, he meets death as an old friend. That's how the story
but what does that have
ends.
to do with the question?
Wasn't that an old friend the category?
Was that the category, Nikki?
The category is an old friend.
An old friend.
Just trying to get to the hint here.
Completely missed that. An old friend.
So I don't know if it could be related to death, likelihood of death. That doesn't make sense.
Seems unlikely.
I like the possibility of getting hit by a hurricane the most, I guess. But why would you even need to rate that as a 1? Is it even possible to get hit by a hurricane in Nebraska?
That's why it would be a 1. I mean, if we're looking at things that Jacksonville has an 8 or a 9 at that other places won't, but also you're not comparing city to city because Yellowstone's not a city, it's a national park, right? So it's not population density, it's not size of a city.
Yeah. It says part, so it's like, I guess, specific data points.
Altitude is legitimate. Jacksonville's very close to sea level, and Yellowstone's up in the freaking Wyoming. It's way up high.
The reason I don't like altitude is because altitude is already a measure. Like, why would you need to make another scale? It's already measured in altitude. Like, that's...
Well, yeah, but if you're putting a new numerical system on it, then there's lots of times... Like, there's wind speed measures, and there's 4 or 5 of them. They just make them up all the time.
The Bortle scale measures the effectiveness of altitude measurements.
There you go.
I don't think that... I don't know, but are the Sandhills in Yellowstone particularly highly elevated? I don't consider
Yellowstone is up in the mountains in Wyoming.
And we're about to time, so I'm going to need you guys to select an answer.
Nebraska and most of the other Great Plains are significantly elevated from Florida because they're the foothills leading into the Rockies.
But one would be the most elevated, so I don't know.
Yeah. Man, I really don't know. We could absolutely say likelihood of getting struck by a hurricane because...
Yeah, sure.
All right. We're going to say the likelihood of getting hit with a hurricane.
Likelihood of getting hit by a hurricane is their answer. I will say that is one also mentioned in the YouTube chat. Nick and Will, what did you guys answer?
Jonathan, I think you're so close. I think it's the likelihood of getting hit by a cow that's carrying a hurricane. Being carried by a hurricane.
I really wanted to say...
You said a cow carrying a hurricane. The size of this cow would destroy the city.
Big cow.
I really wanted to say Jason Mendoza throwing Molotov cocktails at ships.
Right. The success of the thrown Molotov cocktail.
For sure.
Way more successful.
Nick came up. I mean, we talked about probably the same thing you guys talked about. We talked about population density. We talked about We thought about heat, but knew that it was probably not related to heat directly. There had to be a reason that she included Jacksonville, and maybe the reason is just because of Jonathan and where Trivial Warfare is from, and it wasn't necessarily a clue, just a reference. And Nick came up with an idea, and we liked it enough to not talk anymore.
Right. So we thought that given building off of the Jacksonville being, I think, the largest city by square meters in the lower 48.
Also square centimeters, by the way.
Yeah. Also, square inches. We went with percentage of developed land.
Sorry, Nikki. I was just comparing a park to a city. Yeah, the percentage of developed land is going to be really different.
The answer definitely fits.
I did pick Jacksonville and Nebraska just because it was two of the people that would be on the show. I just thought that would be a fun way to compare. And they were both
also
good examples too.
And Bortles.
I have to say, Paul McLaughlin proofed this for me and pointed out Blake Bortles, which I had no idea about. And he said, was that just coincidence? And I did not know it. So sorry for that red herring, but that kind of fit well with Jacksonville.
Right. Perfect fit.
Nick and Will, you were very close when you're talking about developed land and population. The category was an old friend. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's light pollution.
It is darkness or brightness of the night sky.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, never going to get that.
Bortle is an amateur American astronomer, and he wrote articles about comets for the magazine Sky and Telescope. So if you want to find dark areas, good places to stargaze in your state, Google Star Party in your state. Those are always fun. And in our state, they happen at the end of this month. So go find a star party.
Wouldn't have gotten it, but I really, really like it. I really like that. That's something. The difference between a park and a city. Yeah, visibility. That's a big one.
Yep.
Yeah. And Jacksonville's score went way up after star quarterback Blake Bortles was cut. So you could see the stars a lot better at that point.
I do want to point out the YouTube chat did get that. I don't know if you guys got the clue, the hello darkness, my old friend, but they did get darkness. So nice job.
I appreciate Max's Harry Potter reference where the third brother meets death as an old friend. Yeah, no, that's solid. That's a solid reference.
I wondered if there was going to be confusion with Silence of the Lambs. I'm having an old friend for dinner. But anyway, darkness or brightness of the night sky is your answer. Round 3, question 2, your category is there's nothing there. Speaking of remote areas, 0 degrees latitude, 0 degrees longitude is located south of Ghana in the Gulf of Guinea. Although no actual landmass exists at those coordinates, geographers have nicknamed this place what island?
Okay, Nikki, we're going to lock in.
You guys can talk it out.
Oh, I didn't mean that as a joke.
Right. No, I 100% agree. Right. If it was Nil Island, she would have thrown in a soccer hint. If it was Fantasy Island, she would have thrown in the category. The plane. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like there's it can't be any of the zero island.
Who knows? I have no idea. 0 degrees, 0 degrees. It's a good guess. And there's nothing zero. Yeah, let's say it.
That's right. And not the other ones because of the reasons we explained.
The only reason not to go with that is she mentioned it in the question twice.
Oh, the word 0 degrees latitude and 0 degrees longitude. And it's called what island? Oh, is this one of those questions that Jonathan wants me to ask that gives away the question? You think it's called what island?
No, I'm saying if the answer is 0, if we're going to go with 0 and that's the correct answer, then she put the correct answer in the question twice.
Yeah.
Would she have done that if it was 0 island? She used the digit and not spelling it out.
For the record, that's not something Jonathan wants you to do.
Jonathan has asked me multiple times to do an entire game based around that concept. What is if you do a graph? What's the point where the x and the y axis meet? And don't say 0, 0.
Intersection.
Intersection island.
I like 0 better, even though it's in the question.
Then let's go with 0.
Do you agree or no?
Yeah, I don't care because we don't know. So pick the one you like and go with that.
Isn't there a character in, I don't know if it's Hogan's Heroes or something? Nothing. You get nothing.
It's Commandant. What is his name?
Is it Colonel Clink?
Colonel Clink. Thank you. Yeah, that's the guy. It's probably not Colonel Clink Island.
Nothing.
Okay, I'm just saying. You want to go with 0?
Yeah, let's go with 0.
Okay.
Okay.
Locked
Should I
in.
just save that clip for like the gauntlet when you guys are wagering? You want to go with 0?
No.
You get nothing.
All right, Jonathan and Max, you can talk it out. Or wait, they already talked it out. You can tell me what you guys locked in with.
Right. We're about to. Yeah, that is what comes next.
There's nothing in here either, Jonathan.
Yeah, we don't know if this is right. In fact, it's probably not. But it's clever, and scientists love things that are clever. Another word for 0 is naught. N-A-U-G-H-T. Naught is a homophone for not. Not Island would be a wonderful thing to name a place where there's not an island. So we said not Island.
N-O-T or N-A-U-G-H-T?
Yeah, you have to spell it.
Yeah.
Do not.
Well, there's 2 different words.
Dude, that's a homophone.
Right.
We're locking in with not Island.
That's fine. Okay. Whatever it is, if that's right, we will accept the points and Nikki will give them to you. Now, did you mean N-A-U-G-H-T or N-O-T?
It doesn't matter.
Not Island is a very clever name. And Nick and Will, the intersection you're trying to think of is the origin of a graph, but neither of those are the name
Origin
of this
Island
island.
is
Damn it. They really need to rename it. Not Island is brilliant.
If it was N-A-U-G-H-T, there would have been some kind of sailing speed reference in the question.
That's K-N-O-T, Nick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, the answer was origin. That was the
No,
Oh.
neither of those are the right one. But Max, you mentioned the correct answer, I believe, and it is Null Island.
Yeah.
Null Island.
No. Okay.
I like the sound of it, but I had no heat on that at all, so I did not
I
push for
like
it.
not better than null.
I think I was closest with nil.
Well, no, I was closest because I said null.
No, you said null. That means you were exactly right, which means I was closest.
Oh, okay. I don't think that's how that works.
Welcome to a Nick argument.
All right, and you guys scored 0 points for that question.
You get nothing.
Right. Round 3, question 3. Your category is space. What asteroid, discovered in 1949, was the first ever observed by radar? It is named for its extremely eccentric orbit, which brings it closer to the sun than Mercury. And we are coming up on time, so I'm going to need answers from both teams in the next 15 seconds, please.
Yeah, that's fine. Wait, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
We're locked in.
Oh, great.
All right,
we can
Max.
talk about her.
Well, we don't have time to talk about it because we got to finalize an answer. So we got to finalize the answer and then we can talk about it. Yeah, right. It's really helpful.
Yeah. I don't know. Football.
Sure.
It's an eccentric shape of an orbit.
Yeah. We obviously struggled with this. I was trying to figure out, does this imply that this is orbiting in between the sun and Mercury? Because we didn't think anything was in between the sun and Mercury. But the only way that something could be closer to the sun than Mercury would be for it to orbit in such a way that it passes in an unusual, right, eccentric orbit. So we thought maybe it was some kind of oval, and then we're naming oval things to try and name the asteroid. So it was down to egg and football, and we just chose football.
Okay, they said football. What did you guys say?
I said multiple times that I don't think I can name a single asteroid. And Nick challenged me on that by trying to get me to name one or two more. And I said again, I don't think I can name a single asteroid.
I can name 3 asteroids, Ceres, Psyche, and Eros.
You can't name, isn't Maki Make an asteroid too?
Oh, I don't know Maki Maki. That's
okay.
You'll be shocked to learn, Jonathan, that neither do I.
Yeah, I can name 3. We picked one of those 3. We went with Eros.
Eros and football. I like the logic for both of those, but you guys were both beaten by the bonus brigade in the chat who guessed the correct answer and picked up on the clue in the question. Closer to the sun. It flies close to the sun. Does that help you?
Is it the violent femme?
Icarus.
Icarus is the name of the asteroid. Which means Nikki wrote these questions maybe a little too hard for this because no points were scored in round 3. Your score is still Nick and Will at 60, Jonathan and Max at 50.
Hey.
And that brings us to our midpoint.
We still are perfect, Will. 3 perfect rounds.
Yeah, no matter which way you go.
Yeah.
And to comment on what I said earlier, Makemake is not an asteroid. It's out past it's in the Kuiper belt out past. It's beyond Neptune, so it's not in the asteroid belt.
All right, that brings us to our midpoint, which is brought to us by Megan O'Keefe. Thank you, Megan.
Thanks,
Megan.
Megan would like you to name the U.S. city based on the mascots of their professional sports teams. Some cities may have more teams and mascots. These are just a select 3 for each city. Teams may be men's or women's. And this includes the MLB, NFL, NHL, NBA, the WNBA, and the NWSL.
Wait, what's the
that
NBA? Is that like the WNBA, but for men?
Yes.
Okay. What was the last one?
NWSL. I believe that's the National Women's Soccer League. Note that the teams that play in the same city and region are grouped together, even if they don't have the same geographic name, such as the Tennessee Titans and the Nashville Predators. Those would both belong together in a Nashville group. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Sure.
We're naming the city, though, not the state, correct?
You are naming the city. That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. So I will post these in the chat, but your first one is Gritty, Fanatic, and Swoop. Your second one is Toro, Orbit, and Diesel. Your third grouping is Miles, Rocky, and Dinger. Your fourth group is Wally, Lucky, and Pat. And your fifth and final group is Benny, Staley, and Southpaw. Those are going into the chat.
All right, we're locked in.
Yeah, I like that now, for sure.
Yeah.
Holy buckets.
Yeah, honestly, we could have locked in the incident
as you were reading
the
them.
question. Yeah.
All right, well, since you've locked in, I'm going to ask you guys to stay silent while Jonathan and Max talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Max, we both agree number one is definitely Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I was saying Houston for 2 because Orbit would be a great name for a Houston Rockets mascot. That's my only.
What else is in Houston?
Oh,
well, there's the
Houston
Astros and the Rockets.
The
and
Houston
the
Texans have a bull logo.
Yeah,
that's
like
probably
that.
Toro. I like
Toro
that.
made me think of bull, but then I realized it's Benny the Bull.
Yep.
So I think 5 is Chicago.
I agree. The Rocky, I think, is the Colorado Rockies mascot.
That makes sense. Miles also would make sense for Denver. So.
Yeah. So would Dinger, honestly. Wally, I believe, is the name of the green monster in Boston. And that makes sense for Lucky the Leprechaun, too.
And Pat also makes sense for Boston. Yeah, I'm down. I don't know those specifically, but that makes sense.
Agreed. So we're going to say Philadelphia, Houston, Denver, Boston, and Chicago. Nikki, are those right? I want to make sure they're right before we lock them in.
I cannot reveal that yet.
All right, worth a try.
Nikki, we said the exact same 5, but we said them with much more confidence and much quicker.
Yeah. Also, Dinger is the Colorado Rockies mascot. It's Dinger's the purple Triceratops. Miles, I think, is the Bronco.
Then who's Rocky?
Rocky is the Nuggets mascot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philly Fanatic. I don't know who Gritty is. I know I've heard of him.
Gritty is the Flyers.
Gritty's the best mascot.
Gritty may be the most famous mascot at this point.
Philly Fanatic is way more famous than Gritty.
No, he's not.
Not right now.
Not anymore.
Not at this point.
The only one more famous than Philly Fanatic is Green Man.
Are you going to say the San Diego chicken?
What about this? That's what I was going to say. The San Diego
No, Green
chicken.
Man.
These, see, I got to be honest, the Fanatic and the chicken are from 40 years ago. I don't think any of the kids care or know who they are. But everybody knows Gritty now, except for Will.
But yeah, that's the Nikki said Gritty. I said that's Philly. She said Orbit. I said that's Houston. Dinger, that's Denver. Wally, that's Boston. And I didn't actually know the last one, but Will was like, "Oh, that's Chicago." So
yeah, Benny the Bull. Staley is from the Bears, and Southpaw is from that team on the south side of Chicago that nobody cares about. Go Cubs!
You both answered exactly the same, and you both nailed it. These are all correct answers, and I think all of the flavor that you gave so far with the teams, that's correct. So Philly, that's right. Gritty is the Flyers, Fanatic is the Phillies, and Swoop is the Eagles. Next one is Houston. Toro is for the Texans, Orbit is for the Astros, and Diesel is for the Dash. Denver is your third answer. Miles is for the Broncos, Rockies for the Nuggets, and Dinger is for the Rockies. Boston is your next one. Wally is for the Red Sox. Lucky represents the Celtics. And Pat is the Patriots.
Yeah.
And then your final one, Chicago. Benny is Benny the Bull. Staley is for the Bears, and Southpaw is for the White Sox. So you guys nailed that, and that was all a waste of time because you knew it all.
And why is Staley for the Bears? Does anyone know?
Weren't they they were the such and such Staleys before they were
Decatur Staleys. Yep.
Staleys, yeah.
Good job. I'm impressed.
That's one of those perfect rounds that if you had reversed it, I would have gotten nothing right.
Score check at the midpoint. Nick and Will still have a slight lead with 80 points. Jonathan and Max have 70. Round 4, question 1 comes to us from John Spees.
Oh, thank you, John.
Well, I'm not going to get this.
Your category is I Used to Be Young. 1 year after her song Walk of Fame was released in May of 2025, what singer became the first 1990s born individual to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Oh, that makes it even better. We're going to lock in.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, you guys can
You'd be
talk it out.
surprised how close the M key is to the comma.
Max, so yeah, this is definitely post artists like Britney and Christina. They were for sure.
They would have been late 80s, I think. So then the next generation, I brought up Miley Cyrus. I feel like isn't a bad guess. I'm trying to think of Taylor Swift's probably. Oh, she's 1989. That's her album. So other people of that era of like younger than Taylor Swift, I think Katy Perry would be too old too.
Yeah, it's fair.
You
don't know the song Walk of Fame?
No, pop music is not my forte.
So this person is somewhere between 27 and 37 years old. And they're probably on the later end of that. What about Lady Gaga?
Yeah, I don't know how old she is exactly. Probably very close.
Somewhere in that range is my imagination. What about Adele, maybe? But Walk of Fame.
I don't like Adele. Right now, Miley Cyrus and Lady Gaga are the two that I would be entertaining.
Okay.
But I don't feel very great about either.
I agree Cyrus would be 90s.
She would definitely be 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least someone for sure was born in the 90s, I think. Gaga could go either way, late 80s or early 90s. So, I mean, we could just go with Miley Cyrus on that.
I was thinking of people who both did singing and more, right?
Right. Someone who was, yeah.
And so the Hannah Montana. All right. You want to say Miley Cyrus? That's your preference?
Yeah. I don't feel great about it, but yes.
We'll say Miley Cyrus.
Locking in with Miley Cyrus. Nick and Will.
We didn't have a lot to go off of. Nick wanted to say Taylor Swift and then corrected himself and said he's pretty sure she was born before 1990. I asked Nick if he thought that I Used to Be Young was a hint or just a joke, and he didn't know, and neither did I. And I was thinking to myself about people that had maybe different careers when they used to be young, and I thought of Miley and Hannah Montana, and Nick said, I think she has a song called Used to Be Young. And I said, well, then we should probably go with that. So we locked in Miley Cyrus.
Again, that was one of those scenarios where not going to pull it on my own, but if you keep feeding me stuff, I'll be able to validate it.
Both teams locking in with Miley Cyrus, and a very elegant question and category from John Spees. I Used to Be Young is a song from Miley Cyrus, and I love that it's her song Walk of Fame right before she gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It is Miley Cyrus.
All right.
Wow.
I want to tell a quick story about Miley Cyrus / Hannah Montana. I have a nephew who was the ring bearer in my wedding. He is my wife's nephew. And I used to tease him that he was a great big Hannah Montana fan. And when, he was like 6 years old, 7 years old, and he hated it. So, I was just ribbing him. The first time we went to Disney together, he was very, very excited for this pin trading. This was like the top of the world. He wanted to trade pins. The problem was every pin he bought, he thought was great and he wouldn't trade it. So he really wanted to trade pins, but he wouldn't get rid of any of his. So I bought him a present and I went up to one of those pin shops and I bought a Hannah Montana pin. And I told him, I'm so excited to give this to you. And I handed him a Hannah Montana pin and he threw it at me. He goes, what are you doing? I hate Hannah Montana. And I said, oh, if only you could trade it. And he goes, oh, and he was so happy.
Oh,
No problem letting go of that one. That was a good idea.
I guess the trick is to buy duplicates, huh? Is that how people trade things that they don't want to get rid of?
Yep. No, because then you've got two of the cool thing. No, I think Will's right. I think you buy stuff you don't like so that you can trade it for things you do.
We need to get an image of Nick made into a pin for Disney World trading purposes.
The thing that everyone's trying to get rid of, you mean?
You can pick it up what I'm putting down.
Maybe if we knew somebody who was in 3D printing, we could.
Oh,
that actually isn't. It's not the worst idea.
If you actually do that, I want one. That's hilarious.
Okay. I don't know if this is true. I'm almost certain that it's not. But Red October 25 commented, Hannah Montana's in-show brother is named Bucky Kentucky.
Isn't her in-show brother her actual brother?
I don't know. You're the TV watcher.
He's the lead
tell
singer
us.
of DNCE, isn't he?
Once
You're
again, don't know.
asking me?
Okay. Cake.
Well, you know a lot of stuff about Hannah Montana to have no clue at the beginning of this question, Nick.
I know a lot about Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana does not have the song Walk of Fame or Used to Be Young.
Yeah.
What was the restaurant or bar in Hannah Montana?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know.
All right, let us know in the YouTube chat. In the meantime, we are moving on to round 4, question 2, which comes to us from Debbie Sutter. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie. Rhymes with butter.
The category is Silver Speed. On May 2nd, 2026, Sherry DeVoe became the first female to do what in her sport's 152-year history?
Nick, if you know it, I'm comfortable. Locked in.
Max, you mentioned golf. I feel like golf is older than that. Baseball is around that time.
Sure.
The 1870s, but Silver Speed. I thought we were going to talk about like an Olympic medal, right?
So silver, unless like second place or number 2 somehow has to do with it.
Maybe, but it's the first female to do something, and we're trying to figure out what she did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be a silver anything because that wouldn't be the first person to do something, right? So that's not why it's silver. There's a different reason for it to be called silver then. And speed, I mean, any kind of racing,
But racing can't be 152 years old. It predates, like it goes back to ancient like Olympians. So it can't be running.
Maybe it's before auto racing too, I imagine.
Yeah.
When was the first car invented? It was the 90s, 1990s.
Could it be actually? Is that about the right time for like official horse racing? Is she the first like female jockey?
once again, that seems like something that they would have been racing horses way before that.
It kind of depends, like, if we're talking about her sport as in, like, some official organization.
When is the Kentucky Derby?
I think it is around May. So I didn't watch, so I don't remember any news about like a female.
It could be wins the Kentucky Derby. I mean, something like that is viable.
Do you think that it would be winning a race or just competing?
I think it would have to be winning.
Okay. I think I like that. That first week of May, I believe, is the correct timeline for that. I like winning the Kentucky Derby.
I think we should go with it. Let's say it.
Yeah, I got nothing better.
All right, we're going to say win the Kentucky Derby.
Jonathan and Max locked in with winning the Kentucky Derby. Nick and Will, I think you guys had some confidence on this.
Nikki, are you sure you don't want them to be more specific?
I have considered it, and I decided I do not want them to be more specific.
Because
I hope that's because they got it wrong.
If they're not more specific, I don't know that your question is correct.
Just answer your question and let her figure it out.
All right. Sherry DeVoe is the first female trainer to win the Kentucky Derby. She's not the first female owner, nor the first female horse, nor the first female jockey.
It's funny, Max, because I was thinking in my head, I know that the person they showed celebrating was a woman, and I was trying to remember if the jockey was a woman.
Right. And Silver Speed is a nod to the horse name, which was Golden Tempo.
Nick is right on all counts. That is the flavor. She was the first female horse trainer to win the Kentucky Derby. And Nick, I hear your criticism, and you're probably right, but I'm going to give them credit.
Okay.
Close enough for horseshoes.
Nikki, as a notoriously hard grader, I have to agree with you because the question itself did not differentiate in what manner they won. So if we just say the first female.
The first female to do what? It's not
if there were previous females to win as jockey,
win the Kentucky Derby.
But if there were previous females to win as jockey, then she couldn't be the first. That's what he said.
Has that happened?
Or previous female owners.
Yeah, there have been female owners,
jockeys,
female horses. Yes, there have been many females that have won the Kentucky Derby, but no female trainer until Sherry DeVoe.
Right. You're probably right, and I maybe should have gone that way, but I already had given them credit, and they had answered. So I am sorry. I take all. That is my fault. My bad.
And
I am giving you credit.
Don't overreact to it. It's fine.
I also don't believe that there has ever been a female jockey. There's definitely never been one who's won. I don't even know if there's been one who's raced.
Yeah, that's going to be a great trivia question when it happens.
Yeah, you can ask it. This person was the first female to do what in 154-year history?
Win the Kentucky Derby.
Win the Kentucky Derby. That's the answer.
All right, moving on to round 4, question 3, also from Debbie Sutter. Thank you, Debbie.
Thanks, Debbie.
Your category for this one is gonna be golden.
All right, I've got a Sherlock. We're going to do that.
Okay, and Nick and Will, are you guys
No,
Sherlocking?
I'm good. It could be anything.
Okay, your question is, on May 16th, 1975, Junko Tabei of Japan became the first woman to do what? She notably survived an avalanche in the process. And I did not look up a pronunciation for this one, so apologies if I butchered that, but her name is spelled Junkotabei.
I don't think we can.
No, it's fine. We have precedent. Or do we need to be more specific, Nikki?
I think you know the answer. I mean, the answer to if you need to be more specific. I'm not hinting on whether you know the answer.
Yeah. I think that's probably a better answer.
We're locked in.
Okay, Jonathan and Max, you guys can talk it out.
Okay, so the golden piece of this is bothersome because, we both instinctually said, okay, this sounds like it's going to be climbing a mountain. Otherwise, why would there be an avalanche? It's got to be climbing a mountain. And that's probably what the joke was. And they got to say which mountain she climbed. So that's probably what all of that was.
You're way off.
Okay. So we could just say Mount Everest, but I would love to understand why the category would be golden. And specifically gonna be golden, not just golden.
She's done hiding. Now she's shining like she's born to be.
I was going through the lyrics in my head to see if there was a different clue. I mean, golden also makes me think of Olympics, but I don't think you'd survive an avalanche of like winning some sort of like skiing.
Yeah, and 75 is not an Olympic year.
There's also like, what other snowy things? There's like the Iditarod. I don't think that's anything. I mean, I like Everest, but I don't understand what the golden clue is.
I don't either. It feels kind of late in the game for what
it was
like the first gut answer of an avalanche. It seems like a climbing of the mountain thing. It's going to be Everest. You know, it's just kind of
When was it? Was like the knots or the teens when the first person climbed Everest. Is that right? Like 19 something, 1910, something like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of how long the gap would be between the first and the first woman.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to probably be, well, also the first woman, like they've had Sherpas and stuff. I don't know.
I don't know if they have female Sherpas at that point in time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, I don't know. Climb Mount Everest it feels like a really basic answer, but it's the only one that stands out.
Agreed.
I agree. I think they literally have like stairs up to Fuji. So
yeah, it's big, but I don't think it's such a massive achievement as Everest, but I could be wrong about that.
But no, it's definitely not as massive an achievement as Everest. I just don't know if it was harder back in 1975.
Right.
But I think we should go Everest.
Yep.
All right, we're going to say climb Mount Everest.
Okay, climb Mount Everest. Nick and Will.
I'm offended, Jonathan, that you would break down our answer and joke in such a disgusting fashion, as if we would ever.
Disgustingly accurate.
She was the first woman to climb a mountain.
I need you to be more specific, Nicholas.
Don't feel like we need to.
Well, we were debating. The first thing I said is Fuji, and it's because I was so focused on Japan. And Nick suggested Everest was a better answer, and I was like, it probably is. I'm just too focused on Japan. And then Nick had the brilliant idea that we didn't need to be that specific, and so he said climb a mountain.
Yeah, no, we said Everest because that's the only thing that makes sense. She's probably not the first woman in 1975 to climb Mount Fuji. I feel like there's more people that have done that earlier on. So yeah, we just went with Everest.
Yeah, I only require you to be specific with mountains, not derbies. So.
It's good to know for a hat question in the future.
You guys are both correct. She was the first woman to climb Mount Everest. And Debbie Sutter explains her clue. The gonna be golden is we're going up.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Cute.
She's going up. She also included this flavor. Tabe taught piano lessons to help raise the necessary funds for her Everest expedition. To save money, Tabe made much of her own equipment from scratch, creating waterproof gloves out of the cover of her car and sewing trousers from old curtains. That sounds like the sound of music. In 1992, Tabe was the first woman to ascend the 7 summits, climbing the highest peak on every continent. And so at the end of round 4, Nick and Will have 110. Jonathan and Max have 100 points. That was a good round for both of you.
Yeah. I'm always motivated by that old Everest saying, remember that every dead body on top of Everest was once a motivated person. So maybe sit down on the couch and watch a TV.
It's clear that you've taken that to heart.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to round 5. Question 1. Your category is Nikki calmly states a spooky hit.
Oh, locked in.
Okay.
No, Sherlock. No, I'm just kidding.
Your question is, this song was nominated for 2026 Song of the Summer at the American Music Awards and has spawned TikTok videos from celebrities including Bryan Cranston and Meghan Trainor. Please identify it from these lyrics. Now I'm Mr. Charisma. I'm going to edit this. Effing Pablo Escobar. My friends are saying, shut up, Jenny. Just get in the car. Since we're just about at time, And the chats seem to be going about the same.
Similar, the same.
Would you guys like a small hint?
Yes.
I would like a small hint that Nick and I understand and Jonathan and Max don't, if that's not too much to ask.
Jonathan and Max, how do you guys feel about a hint?
Max,
I don't know if it's going to help.
I feel like they're probably closer, and I don't think I want to help them. I'd rather we both get it wrong.
If we're closer, you're in real bad shape.
All right, we will not do the hint.
Just skip it. Let's just go to the next one.
We are at time, so I'm going to need both of you guys to lock in with your best guess.
You know what? No.
All right, we're gonna say the song of the 2026 summer, which is not even yet half over.
Right.
The spooky song of the 2026 summer was Nightmare Heat Wave.
I'm living that one.
All right, and we are guessing The Death of Ophelia. There's a Taylor Swift song. I don't think it's the right word. I think I'm wrong about the name of it.
The Fate of Ophelia is a
Fate
Taylor
of
Swift
Ophelia.
song.
That's what I'd like to lock in with.
So you don't think it's Monster Mash? Just
I don't think it's Monster Mash. The 2026 Sum of the Summer is the Puerto Rico song.
I'm so confused by the reference to now I'm Mr. Charisma, but shut up, Jenny, get in the car. I'm
I think you're too focused on that. I think that's just
it's a Jennifer
nonsense.
Lopez song, a Jennifer Hudson song.
I'm waiting for Nikki to tell us the right answer.
My hint would have cleared up that gender disagreement. So I think Blackjack in the YouTube chat has it. So in the original version, it was "Shut up, Kevin, just get in the car." And Jenny is Jenny from Blackpink, who did the remix. This is Dracula. My friends are saying, "Shut up, Kevin, just get in the car."
I have no idea what we're talking about.
I've heard the song.
So this is Blackpink?
I think if you...
no, it's one of the
this
members
is
of Blackpink
Dracula.
in a solo outing.
Dracula's the name of the artist?
That's the name of the
No,
song.
Because I was asking the name of the artist, and you told me this is Dracula.
I think it's Jenny. Jenny is the name of the artist.
The name of the artist is Tame Impala.
Okay.
Tame Impala teamed up with Jenny from Blackpink for the remix.
Gotcha.
I am familiar with Tame Impala, but I was never going to get there.
I had absolutely a zero chance of answering that, Max. I'm so glad we didn't ask for a clue.
I know Tame Impala and I've heard the song, but I didn't know that they were that popular, honestly, or he was that popular.
Round 5, question 2 comes to us from David Abalafia.
Thanks, David.
Nikki, for the record, Blackjack is my brother Bob, and he got the answer from Megan, his daughter.
Yeah, that's what he said. His daughter loves it. And we both love the Pablo Escobar. That's the thing that sticks out in my ear. I don't know why, but...
Yeah, he's a big fan of drug dealers.
Not what I said. David Afalafia's category is historic alliances.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. In 1777, Sultan Muhammad bin Abdallah of what African country became the first to recognize the independence of the United States? A standing treaty with this country in force since 1836 is the longest unbroken treaty relationship in America's history.
Why not?
Kismet, we're locked in.
Okay, you guys can talk now.
If we're talking about a Muslim primary country in Africa with a sultan, I'm going to have to assume this is North Africa.
Sure, like Moorish.
Right. Exactly. So,
I don't know if any of them have like specific connections to America.
So there is here's a very tenuous idea. The Battle Hymn of the Republic says from the shores of from the such and such of halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. The shores of Tripoli reference Tripoli, Libya. It's the capital of Libya, I believe. I think I got that right. Tunis is Tunisia, Algeria is
Algiers.
Yeah, it's Tripoli. There was a war. There was Barbary pirates, I think is what it was. There were fights where we sent in military people in order to fight what was happening. And then perhaps after that was done, maybe if it was pirates, then the country itself would form an alliance, but I can't imagine that Libya stayed allied with us since 1836. That doesn't make any sense.
But ally is just they signed something and then didn't like retract it. It doesn't necessarily mean
right. It's
that
an
they did
unbroken
anything.
treaty. That's not necessarily peace. I mean, there's a connection between Libya and the U.S.
Just to double back, we definitely think Liberia this would be way too early for that.
Unless Liberia existed before the United States, because this is 1777.
You could, I mean, I don't know if we're just overlooking that simplicity, but I thought there wouldn't be sultans there because it was more of like a free sultan. But
I gotta cut you guys off there, and I need an answer because I want to be fair.
You want to say Libya?
Yeah.
All right, we'll say Libya.
Locked in with Libya and the shores of Tripoli.
Don't like
Nick
it.
and Will, what did you guys log in with?
I am not.
Yeah, what's your password?
I actually use incorrect because then if I get it wrong, the website reminds me.
Your password.
What I'm not a meteorologist, but what is the opposite of thunder out of curiosity? Because we had almost nothing on this question. We talked about Liberia, and I didn't like that because I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that Liberia was created or founded by a U.S. president after they were president. So I don't think it could have been in 1777 because I think it came after the Constitution, which was 89. I could be wrong about that, but that was my thinking.
I think the same thing.
We were going with Sultan, and I figured maybe it would have something to do with like a Middle Eastern reference or culture. So I said maybe something Northwestern, and Nick said Morocco.
Right.
And I said, I think that's... or I said Northeastern. He said
Northeastern, and I went Northwestern.
Yeah. We ended up going, Nick and I at the same time typed Tunisia with a question mark.
Yeah, we then proceeded to list every African country we could think of, simultaneously submitting Tunisia. So that's what we decided to go with.
Okay, Jonathan and Max went Libya, Nick and Will went Tunisia, and you guys just needed to work your way a little bit further west, and you would have made it to the correct answer, which is
Algeria?
Morocco.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate. Sorry, Nick.
Yeah, because I suggested that as a legitimate answer. And not only as a country in northeastern Africa.
For those of you listening, he did not submit that as a serious answer.
Yeah.
All right. Round 5, question 3 comes to us from Tracy Snelson. Thank you, Tracy. Your category is, well, actually. Your question is, this word, originally used for a teacher or schoolmaster, was derived from the Italian and apparently ultimately the Latin term for to teach or lead children. Although in the 15th century being one was okay, by the 16th century, the team took on a disapproving connotation, coming to mean a person who trumpets minor points of learning.
Okay, we're going to look in.
What do you got, Will?
I don't have a ton. When she was reading the question, even before she was done, I was thinking of magister or magistrate, because I think magister is Latin for teaching.
Right, and I immediately went maestro. So we were similar there.
But none of that has anything to do with
the rest of the
minor
definition.
points of learning, or the negative connotation,
right?
A disapproving connotation, which I think is going to be key to this. That makes me think of pedantic, but pedantic is not. It's an adjective. It's not a noun.
Right. No, the noun is pedagogue.
Okay. I don't hate that.
The pedagogue is a. I think of it as a derogatory term. A pedagogue is somebody that is like, well, actually, which is the category name.
So like a Nick Groves, for example, would be a pedagogue?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, we have a bunch of pedagogues in our audience, honestly.
Right. Okay, let's lock in with pedagogue. That's a good answer then.
All right.
Who knows?
Yep.
Okay, locked in with pedagogue. Jonathan, what did you guys log in with? Why do I keep saying log in? What did you lock in?
Okay. Max, I think we got all the way there and then didn't get to the right word, possibly. We agree, or we came up with the PED prefix, and we got to pedant and stopped at pedant.
I mean, that is still that is a
you know what, Jonathan?
Someone who is
it's probably good enough,
specific enough.
It felt like it fit a lot, but it doesn't feel like it fits as well as pedagogue does.
Okay, we've got pedant and pedagogue, which are so closely related that I am hastily looking to see if I need to accept both of those. I have made my ruling. We had some good arguments about the etymology, very closely related, the meaning, very closely related, the negative connotation, very closely related. And in the spirit of fairness, because I feel like I was pretty generous with the trainer for the Kentucky Derby answer, and because these are so closely related, I really thought we had this question pinned, but I think I have to accept credit for both pedagogue and pedant. So you both get points.
Yay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am surprised at that one. I thought we were not going to get that one.
You're the one that got it right.
Yeah, pedant was the right answer. Yeah.
Yes.
Get out of here, really?
Oh yeah.
She was debating whether to give us credit.
Pedagogue is clearly right. I can't imagine not giving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the opposite.
So yes, both teams get credit. Tracy was looking for pedant, but I think pedagogue is an acceptable answer. So you're both getting credit. One differentiation that I did see is that a pedagogue is not, it said something about leading the children to school, not being the actual teacher, but that even varied too. So in any case, you both get credit. All right. Well, at the end of round 5, Nick and Will have 120. Jonathan and Max have 110.
I'm going to need y'all to cool off there. I need y'all to just chill for a little bit, please.
We gave you a whole round with nothing right.
I need you to add some distance so I don't have to panic about doing math at the end here. All right, round 6, question 1. Your category is difficult geography.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you for qualifying this geography. Geography. Difficult geography.
What French territory lies just off the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador in North America? It is partially named for the patron saint of fishermen. Hint, your answer should be 4 words.
All right, we're locked in.
Man, we don't even have we got not much right now, man.
Yeah.
Maybe it starts with Saint or San, or so you didn't like Saint Francis of a fisherman?
No.
All right.
You don't like St. Elmo's Fire Island?
I do like St. Elmo's Fire Island. I think it's brilliant.
I really do think St. Elmo, I thought it had something to do with the sea or fishermen, but I just don't think that's the actual answer.
Okay.
Well, maybe I'm wrong on that.
We can start it with, I don't have an answer.
But that doesn't sound familiar as an actual like island or territory to me. So that's
what's a 2-word phrase that you could legitimately end a St. Elmo with that sounds like a territory name?
Yeah, nothing sounds good here.
Tickle Me Elmo Island.
Sure.
Ooh, not bad. No, I think our best answer is probably St. Elmo Fire Island.
I like that as a before and after.
All right, make the question a before and after, and we're golden.
Yeah, I got it.
We're going up, up, up.
What was the name of the bar in that movie?
No idea.
All right, Jonathan and Max locked in with St. Elmo Fire Island, and Nick and Will, I hear you also have a very serious answer.
Nick's first forward answer was, I think, I have no idea, which made me laugh out loud.
Was I do not know.
I do not know.
More.
Sorry. That is funnier. I apologize.
Nick gave a 4-letter answer.
Fuck. Yeah.
Nick did think he knew that the patron saint of fishermen was St. Andrew.
Sorry, that comes from GTA, from Grand Theft Auto, from San Andreas. You find out that the city's named after the patron saint of fishermen. So.
Wow.
But you specifically directed us to northeastern Canada, and I actually thought of a 4-word province there. It's Prince Edward Island. Duh.
Got to include the duh to make it
4 words. Yeah.
While I enjoy both of those joke answers, I think my favorite joke answer would be from the YouTube chat. Red October 25 says, Saint Vanderkamp, patron saint of fish sticks.
I actually thought Gordon right away. So when you started, I'm like, Gordon, yeah.
Yeah. So this did prove to be some very difficult geography. No teams got the correct answer, which was Saint-Pierre and Miquelon.
Wait, so Peter is the patron saint of fishermen?
Yeah.
There are multiple patron saints of most things.
Okay.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, St. Elmo is the patron saint of sailors, so I had sort of it right. And abdominal pain.
Also pointed out in the chat that I was not pedantic enough on the question about pedantry.
Nice.
Which is funny that we were looking for the really tiny details between those words. So, all right, on to round 6, question 2, coming to us from James Fiebert. Thank you, James.
Thank you, Mr. Fiebert.
Your category is alphabetically last, sorta. In 1965, NASA invited several watch brands to submit timepieces for NASA qualification. What brand submitted the only one that survived with its Speedmaster watch?
Literally what I was typing into the
we're locked
chat.
in.
I think we should lock that in.
Yep.
Okay, well, we were about to lock in also. I just said Omega. That's a watch brand. And it is alphabetically last in the Greek alphabet, so I think we're good to lock in Omega.
Yep. Last letter of the Greek alphabet, Omega.
Also a watch brand.
Both teams locking in with Omega, I think for similar reasons. Both teams are correct. Good cluing, James Fiebert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yep. There are multiple patron saints of fishermen.
Yeah.
No kidding.
There are multiple patron saints of most things.
It's annoying.
What about abdominal pain?
Welcome to my life.
How many patron saints of abdominal pain are there? Saint Tums.
Saint Pepto.
All right.
We should Sherlock.
Our last regular question of the game.
We never got to give our Sherlock answer, Nikki.
No, you didn't say it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go
hurts
back.
my feelings.
Go back and tell us your Sherlock answer.
It's like you didn't care, honestly. It's just like you didn't even care.
It wasn't Mount Everest, so I didn't care.
The category was gonna be Golden. We named EJ, who is the writer and singer of the song Golden.
Yeah, that's my first reaction was Rumi.
Good K-pop knowledge, but also good mountain climbing knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Back to round 6. Your category is working remotely. Douglas.
I gotta lock in. We'll do it.
You got 10 seconds, Nick.
Yeah, already done. It's in.
That's literally what I was going to write. It's not right, but yeah.
Okay. Andre Douglas, Luca Parmitano, Randy Bresnik, and Frank Rubio were announced in June 2026 as the newest members of what group?
What is with all of these hidden current event questions? There's been 3 or 4 2026 questions in here.
This one's a little current events heavy. Actually, lately, I have been getting into current events, so.
Boo.
I think they're saying boo earns.
They are. Yes, they are saying both. They're also Princess Bride. Boo! Boo!
Locked in.
Are you guys locked?
Yep.
Okay. Jonathan and Max, you can talk it out.
Yeah,
you like my strategy there, Max?
What did you say? Do you think?
I said if you think it from knowledge and I think it from guessing, that means we're at least 50% good.
Yeah. So I believe there was news about new NASA missions and that maybe these are the astronauts that are related to those missions, but I don't think we need to be more specific than. Are we saying NASA astronaut? You can't just say astronauts.
I think we can absolutely just say astronauts. It's not. It's a pretty exclusive group.
When Nikki accepts that answer, I'm going to lose my.
I need you to be more specific.
Do you know, it was really nice, this hiatus of not having Nick on the show for this last few months. I forgot how irritating he is. God. Yeah, NASA astronauts is fine.
Yep.
More specific, please.
Okay.
How do you be more specific?
So
left-handed NASA astronauts
are all. So Max, when in the early days, all of the missions were Mercury missions, and then they were Gemini missions, and then they were Apollo missions.
Right.
So maybe these are all Artemis astronauts, because maybe there's multiple Artemis missions. It's not just the name of a ship.
Okay.
All right. We'll say Artemis astronauts.
Locking in with Artemis astronauts. Nick and Will, what did you guys put? I believe you also started with a similar answer.
We were more specific first. Nick wanted to get less specific in case we could.
Yeah. I said, is astronauts okay, Nikki? And she said, nope, I need you to be more specific. So when you said astronauts, I was just waiting for her to accept it as a valid answer.
I'm fair.
We said ISS. They're the new crew that's going on board the International Space Station.
Yeah, you almost said ISIS crew due to a typo, I think.
Will did twice.
It was just a joke. He just wrote ISS, and I go, wait, they're in ISIS?
All right, so both of teams went astronauts. One said Artemis, one said ISS crew. And this is the crew of the Artemis 3 that was announced. So Jonathan and Max, that means at the end of round 6, you have tied the score.
I'm so unhappy.
130.
I really thought that was going to go the other way.
Nick, in a very rare circumstance, I would have accepted astronauts. I would have been the more lenient grader, because to me, that's all the same-ish thing.
Sure.
All right, so we're tied, Nikki. It's 130 to 130.
Everything we've done to this point didn't matter.
That is correct. The theme for your gauntlet to inform your wagers is in the house.
Did you write this, Nikki, or was it a guest?
I wrote it.
All right, our wager's locked in.
All right, we're locked in too.
Your first question in the gauntlet is, in particle physics, quarks are categorized into flavors: up, down, top, bottom, charm, and what sixth type?
Meow-meows!
Meow-meow!
We got meow meows in the gauntlet.
Yeah, we're locked in.
We are locked in.
Yeah.
Okay. Your second question in the gauntlet. In the 2026 film, sorry, Jonathan, more current events. In the 2026 film, Remarkably Bright Creatures, based on a 2022 novel of the same name, Alfred Molina plays the voice of what type of creature?
Locked in.
Our answer's locked in.
Okay. And your third question in the gauntlet. Hailing from the Peruvian Amazon, the ahi cajaparita is a tiny pea-sized what?
I don't think we need to be specific, Nick.
I don't know. Nikki?
Let me check, and I will let you know if I need to prompt you. That is specific enough.
We're locked in.
We're locked in.
All right, so let's go through the gauntlet questions. Again, your category was in the house. In particle physics, quarks are categorized into flavors: up, down, top, bottom, charm. And what did you tell me was the sixth type? Jonathan and Max, what did you guys come up with?
Max, you got it.
Yeah, I had a little bit in the back of my brain that strange was the last thing. And then I don't know if we want to talk about the overarching theme.
Yeah.
Jonathan brought up that the theme might be doctors at that point, and that fit that, like house call or, doctors in the house. But I was pretty sure Strange was right, and he seemed to agree, so we locked in with Strange.
Okay. Nick and Will?
I am not a science guy. I am not a physics guy, but you ask me the 6 types of quarks, and I 100% know it from the 1980s movie Roxanne, where she explains, and I have this in my head ingrained for some reason. There are at least 6 different kinds that we know of. There's up, down, top, bottom, strange, and charmed. The top and bottom quarks are the most common, but only an extra strange or an extra something collision can create a strange or charmed quark. So we said strange.
Okay.
Will, for what it's worth, the next time somebody asks you what reveals your nerdiness, being able to quote that from Roxanne, that's a valid response.
That's the answer. Yeah.
What's that movie with Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone where they were cops?
Tango and Cash.
Ask me Ray Tango's birthday.
What's Ray Tango's birthday?
August. Oh no, Cash's August 16th. Cash, isn't that the day you were hatched? August 16th. Ring a bell.
Okay, so Nick gets the bars and restaurants, and you remember those types of things. Okay.
Right.
Weird movie lines. Just not my
Question
own.
2.
I can't remember mine.
Question 2 in the gauntlet. I was looking for what creature did Alfred Molina voice in Remarkably Bright Creatures? Nick and Will, you guys tell me your answer first this time.
It makes me feel a lot better that they ended up backing their way into the correct answer here because they had the category already. And they were just animals that fit with doctor.
It was embarrassing after the fact that it took us that long to get there.
Yeah, because I have seen the Netflix Sally Field movie, Remarkably Bright Creatures, which is about an octopus. She works at an aquarium.
Jonathan and Max?
Yeah, given that we had already established the doctor clue, it took us a long time, way longer than it should have, to come to octopus, because Alfred Molina is Doc Ock, and then also that's the doctor with an animal name at the end. And now that you bring it up, I do now recall that there was a movie about Sally Field making friends with an octopus. Totally forgot about that.
I really thought this was going to be an animated movie, and we were talking about voiceovers like that.
Yeah,
I was.
That's a little bit of a misdirect.
I mean, Alfred Molina is a voiceover for the creature. Yeah.
Yes, clearly.
Okay. And your final question in the gauntlet was, sorry, I was about to read the video game again. Your final question in the gauntlet is, hailing from the Peruvian Amazon, the ají cajaparita is a tiny pea-sized what? Jonathan and Max.
There are 2 things that you can find a lot more of in a rainforest than you can find anywhere else. That's different types of animals and different types of plants. We were trying to figure out. I was like,
if you say plant, I quit.
Is that all it takes? I was like, Dr. Monkey, Dr. Just what? And so I'm trying to name doctors and trying to figure out, is it an animal? Is it a plant? And then the idea for orchid came through, and an orchid is obviously a flower, which you'll have a lot of in a rainforest. And Dr. Orchid is a character in the new versions of Clue. And so it all fit together really well. So we don't know if it's right, but we guessed Dr. Orchid.
And Nick and Will.
I was trying to figure out names of doctors, and I got to Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Watson and ended up on Dr. Pepper. I figured it was a chili pepper. So we said Pepper.
And that's also a nice little shout out to Nick's husband, whose favorite drink is Dr. Pepper. McClure. That was a Nick is Kelly McClure joke. Obviously, nobody got it.
Oh, okay. I was like,
it took a minute. Yeah.
That's not true. We've both been in the same room. You saw us.
All right. So we're going to go through the answers real quick here. Question 1, I was asking for that 6th type of quark flavor. You're both correct. That is the strange flavor of quark.
Oddly enough, a lot of quark questions today.
Yeah, right? This was a 10 forward quark 10 forward question.
Forward.
It doesn't work. Never mind.
No.
Question 2, I was looking for the type of creature that Alfred Molina voiced, and it was a giant Pacific octopus. Shout out to Dustin Resch.
Mm-hmm.
So that means it comes down to question 3, which was the only one where we had differing answers. And I was looking for what is that ají cajaparita from Peru? And that is a tropical pepper. Your answer is pepper.
I like that better. As soon as I heard it, we just didn't think.
It's the first time we won one of those.
I did enjoy our answer. I thought it was a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I heard pepper, though, I like that.
We were tied going into the gauntlet. So, Jonathan and Max, what did you guys wager?
We only answered 3 questions in a row right once in this game. We didn't think it was likely that we would do it here. We wagered 0.
Okay, that leaves you with a score of 130. Nick and Will got all 3 questions correct. What did you wager?
Nailed it.
Nick and I believe, are undefeated in this game, and champions always bet 0. We bet 0.
which means we have a tie at 1:30. And I just want to give a little peek behind the curtain about how dramatic this ending has been. So we now have a tie, but also the third question in the gauntlet had to be replaced because, unbeknownst to me, the original question that I had was used in the last episode. We just somehow had both written essentially the same question.
Yep.
So this is going to come down to rock, paper, scissors, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
It
choose
is.
your captain.
Max, would you like to do it or would you like me to do it?
How do you do this over Zoom without the delay?
You sit back and you have the host do the counting and you match the timing of the host.
And it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I enjoy
That's a
it,
good
so if
question.
you want me to, I'll be happy to. If not, I'll be happy to let you do it.
No, I'll take ownership over this.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you do need to sit back a little bit so that we can see your arms. Exactly. There we go. Now, who on y'all's team?
Oh, this is Will, right?
I don't care.
Go for
I'll
it.
do it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I got an
All right.
answer. Is it rock, paper,
We're going to
scissors,
do
shoot?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you throw on the shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
I'll do 3, 2, 1, shoot, and then you need to display on shoot. Ready?
And it's best 2 out of 3.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
All right, that's
Okay,
a rock.
it
That's
is
one for Max.
Max's over Will's scissors. That's 1 for Max and Jonathan. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, shoot.
Oh, 1-1.
Oh, it's a tie.
Will
All right,
t-
next one wins.
This one, scissors over paper. So this is the tiebreaker. In 3, 2, 1, shoot.
Oh, yeah, Max with scissors over Will's paper with a 2-1 victory. What were you thinking, Will?
Because I went scissors on first and second. I was only thinking about the third one. I was thinking he was going to be sure I was going to go scissors again.
I thought about that, and I thought a safer bet was to go scissors, so that if you did go scissors again, it was at least another round.
Fantastic.
That was actually a game. Like that was we both thought about it. That's weird.
Yeah.
I thought you would think that, but then just to be safe, I'd go scissors because then I win, or we do another round.
One of the things I'm
you did
most
go
disappointed
scissors.
in is Nikki, correct me if I'm wrong, this didn't happen, but when we initially programmed this score sheet, and I think it's been worked out of it since then, whenever there was a tie after all of the scores and wagers were entered into the thing and you clicked on which ones were right and which ones were wrong, if there was a tie on the score, the whole screen was supposed to flash green and red and say rock, paper, scissors across the front.
I love that.
Yeah.
That did not happen, and I would have panicked.
Yeah.
We hadn't had a rock, paper, scissors tiebreaker in years until a couple of weeks ago. And now it's the second one in the last month.
What a good game.
That's my first ever being a part of the game, host or otherwise. And I have to tell you, okay, not only was this game a tie, not only did I have to replace the final question in the gauntlet, another weird coincidence is during this game, my cousin texted me, whom I never hear from except for maybe like a happy birthday. You know, we text each other like once a year. She texts me randomly, do you call it Rochambeau or rock, paper, scissors? What?
Wow.
Something weird's going on today.
Maybe it's a strange quirk. Could be.
I'm charmed.
Good game.
Okay.
Good game.
So with your final score, 130 to 130, Jonathan and Max take it with a pair of scissors.
Woo! Scissoring is always a great way to win. All right, guys, before we go, we like to give everybody a chance to do shout outs or promote causes they care about. Max, you're today's big winner. We're going with you first.
Oh, I don't really have anything to shout out. I'll just say shout out to my wife and my 2 kids. They probably won't listen to this, but maybe
What
I'll
are their
have
names?
them. My wife Jenna and my kids Calvin and Simon.
Hey, Calvin. Hey, Simon. Dude, was the Fyodor joke in this game or was it in the last game? It was the
I don't
last
know
game.
what you're talking
Darn it, because Calvin Simon is just
Theodore.
asking for a Theodore.
Yeah.
That comes up a lot in our life.
We commented on how in Russia, Fyodor sounds a lot like Theodore.
Right.
And so you could name your third kid Fyodor. So you have Calvin, Simon, and Fyodor. For Temu chipmunks.
I'm wearing a shirt for the Ann Arbor Public Library, so I'll just shout out public libraries.
Big love the public library shout outs.
According to Fox News, they're a great place to go right now.
I have no idea what your reference is.
It's funny. Trust me.
I don't, but okay. All right, Will, over to you.
I'm gonna try and say this without crying, and I'm probably gonna fail. A lot of people know I was born with a bilateral cleft lip and palate. It's a deformity. It is what it is, genetic defect. I had to have 37 surgeries growing up, plastic and reconstructive. The team, my orthodontist, my dentist, and my plastic surgeon all met each other by working on my file. And they formed a Cleft Palate Institute, the first in the country, at what was then called Children's Memorial Hospital. Children's Memorial Hospital was subsequently became part of Northwestern, which is where I went to law school. And it is now the Lurie Children's Hospital of Northwestern Hospital. And every single fantasy football league that I win, when there's a charity component, Lurie gets the money from it. I mentored a kid. I mentored a kid who came up to me at church, or his mom came up to me at church and said that he has a cleft palate and he was convinced that no woman would ever love him, but he saw that I had a wife and kids and she wanted to know if I would have lunch with him and mentor him a little bit. And I did that, of course. He's now a man. He's married. He's about to have his third kid. And his third kid has been diagnosed as having a cleft. It is very, very difficult to overcome, but it is overcomable. And if you have $5 to spend and you're willing to sacrifice a Starbucks, I would ask that you send it to Lurie for the Cleft Palate Institute, which does work not just for people in Chicago. It flies patients in from around the world, and it's the best doctors in the world dealing with this particular defect.
That's fantastic.
And you will put that link to donate in the spoiler thread, correct?
I'll be happy to do that.
Yep.
Outstanding. All right, y'all. That is going to wrap us up. Great game, Nikki, by the way. Really well done.
It was a very good game, yeah.
Yeah, very enjoyable.
Back at you guys. That was an exciting ending.
Yep.
All right. So for Max, for Will, for Nick, and for Nikki, my name is Jonathan. This has been episode number 594 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.
I think it's really impressive that Nick showed the dedication to install a bathroom stall right next to his recording studio like that.
It's a basement. Where do you? Oh, you're in Florida. You don't know what a basement is.
I don't know what's in a basement. Like, what do you think's in a basement? I don't know. Storage? What have we
never been there?
A high
no
water
idea.
table?